October 2010, a college dorm in Roslyn, Washington. EMTs wheeled out the ninth unconscious student that night. On the floor were bright neon cans, $2.50 each, covered in lightning bolts and edgy graphics. The label promised a party in a can, 12% alcohol plus caffeine equal to 3 Red Bulls, 4 beers, and 2 energy drinks in one serving. The company called it a bold lifestyle choice. The FDA called it an unsafe combination. By November 2010, multiple states banned it. The federal government threatened nationwide seizure. That colorful can sat at the center of a public health crisis. Here's how a $2 gas station drink became a national emergency. In 2005, 3 recent college graduates from Ohio State, Chris Hunter, Jason Freeman, and Jeff Wright, started a company called Fusion Projects. They had a simple idea: fix the tired drunk problem. Anyone who went to parties knew what they meant. Alcohol made you sleepy, caffeine kept you awake. Why not put them together? Their recipe was pretty basic: cheap malt liquor, loaded with caffeine, taurine, and guarana. Energy drinks were a huge business, a $3 billion industry. Drinks like Smirnoff Ice were dying out. Sparks, the first big caffeinated alcoholic drink, was having problems with regulators and weak sales. Fusion made 4 Loko look extreme from the start. Neon cans, aggressive designs, a 23.5-ounce size that stayed just under the 24-ounce limit that regulators called a single serving. The price was brutal, $2 to $3, cheaper than a 6-pack of beer, stronger than wine coolers. They skipped liquor stores at first, putting it in gas stations and corner stores instead. We're giving people what they want, energy and alcohol together, Hunter said in a 2008 interview, like mixing them was obvious. But the real innovation wasn't the drink, it was gaming the system, cheap beer taxes, loopholes in serving size rules, and the fact that caffeine hid how drunk you actually were. By 2008, 4 Loko spread through colleges like wildfire. Word of mouth did all the work. Cheap, strong, kept you awake. Students gave it their own nicknames: Blackout in a Can, Liquid Cocaine, Sidewalk Slammer. By 2009, Bloomberg reported the company made $400 million that year. Fusion didn't run normal ads. They sent street teams to colleges, used social media, and filled corner stores near campuses with displays. The trick worked perfectly and dangerously. Caffeine hid alcohol's sleepy effects, creating a scary illusion. Drinkers felt alert and fine, while their blood alcohol levels shot up to dangerous heights. The medical truth was simple: caffeine doesn't reduce blood alcohol, it just stops your body from shutting down naturally. Passing out is your body's way of protecting you. 4 Loko turned that off. The drink became part of campus life, essential for pre-gaming. Freshman initiation, mixed with cheap vodka for maximum effect. The numbers showed the problem. Regular beer is 4 to 5% alcohol. 4 Loko packed 12% into the same can size, giving you more alcohol than 4 beers, plus caffeine from several energy drinks. The product worked exactly like they designed it, maybe too well. People couldn't feel how drunk they really were, and Fusion kept selling. By late 2009, emergency room doctors noticed a pattern. Alcohol poisoning cases started mentioning 4 Loko by name in medical reports. That fall, Ramapo College in New Jersey had multiple students hospitalized after a 4 Loko party. College officials started warning students. Some schools banned it completely. Fusion's response was predictable. They pushed responsible drinking messages, asked stores to check IDs better, and blamed personal choices. The company knew the rules well. Fusion had already changed its formula in 2008, taking out caffeine after legal threats from state officials. The FDA had no specific rules about caffeinated alcohol, a legal gray area that Fusion used to their advantage. While warnings piled up, the company grew fast. Over 20 flavors, distribution deals across regions. Gas stations everywhere carried it. State attorneys general sent letters asking for safety information. Fusion's lawyers responded with technical arguments. Caffeine and alcohol were both safe ingredients individually. Mixing them wasn't specifically illegal. Every warning got a legal response, not a product change. The company knew other companies had backed down under similar pressure. Sparks changed their recipe. Others gave up on caffeinated alcohol completely. Fusion kept going, kept expanding, kept making money. Changing the formula would kill what made the product special, so the formula stayed, and the warnings kept coming. October 8–9, 2010, a house party in Roslyn, Washington, near Central Washington University. By morning, 9 students were in the hospital with blood alcohol levels between 0.20 and 0.35%, blackout to coma levels. The one thing they all had in common showed up immediately. All 9 had drunk 4 Loko that night. Medical staff noticed something weird. The students arrived at the hospital awake, alert, able to respond, and dangerously drunk. Patients were awake, but dangerously intoxicated. One hospital report said, normally people with alcohol poisoning at those levels would be passed out. The caffeine kept them conscious way past safe limits. The investigation made the problem clear. Students honestly thought they were fine. They felt alert, they could walk, they could talk. The caffeine created a fake sense of being sober, while alcohol levels climbed past deadly amounts. Doctors testified that caffeine hid alcohol's sleepy effects and stopped the natural passing out response that usually prevents people from drinking more. The media coverage exploded. National news ran the story. 4 Loko party became a warning phrase. Washington state acted within days, banning it as an emergency and calling it a public health threat. The feature Fusion designed, staying conscious and alert while drinking, turned out to be the deadly flaw. Being conscious past safe limits wasn't smart design. It was a medical emergency waiting to happen, mass-produced and sold for $2.50 until someone made them stop. The FDA had studied this exact problem since 2008. Research was clear. Caffeinated alcohol increased risky behavior and destroyed people's ability to judge their own intoxication. A 2009 Wake Forest study found that caffeinated alcohol drinkers were 3 times more likely to leave bars with strangers. The math was simple. 1 4 Loko delivered the alcohol of 4.7 beers, plus the caffeine of 5 cups of coffee, consumed at party speed. Internal documents later showed the company received medical warnings showing the dangers. They kept selling anyway because the numbers worked. November 17, 2010, the FDA issued a warning letter. Caffeine added to alcoholic beverages is an unsafe food additive. Michigan, Washington, Oklahoma, and Utah declared emergency bans. New York filed a lawsuit. Fusion faced a choice: let federal authorities seize inventory nationwide or reformulate immediately. The company announced they would remove caffeine, guarana, and taurine. The timeline was 60 days or face FDA enforcement. Behind the scenes, Fusion's legal team had planned for this exact scenario for months. They waited until the last possible moment, maximizing profit before the regulatory hammer fell. December 2010, Fusion announced the new formula. Same alcohol content, 0 caffeine, 0 guarana, 0 taurine. The branding stayed the same neon cans, same aggressive graphics, same edgy marketing words, same $2.50 price. Many consumers didn't realize right away that the formula changed. Sales dropped at first as the controversy peaked, then recovered as the headlines faded. The new message was straightforward. Bold flavor, maximum strength, all the alcohol, none of the caffeine. Distribution actually grew. The original controversy worked like millions of dollars in free advertising. Everyone now knew the 4 Loko brand name. The market position completely shifted. 4 Loko now competed as a cheap high-alcohol malt liquor, not an energy hybrid. Similar products like Steel Reserve and Old English offered similar alcohol at similar prices, but they had none of 4 Loko's street credibility. The cynical win was complete. Fusion lost the caffeine that made the product dangerous, but kept the dangerous brand reputation that made the product sell. The banned version became legend. The reformulated version rode that fame straight to steady profits. College students bought it because of the reputation, not despite it. The controversy wasn't a crisis to survive, it was the business model. The company had built a product that couldn't last, then built a brand that could outlive the product itself. Regulatory pressure killed the formula, but made the brand famous forever. Between 2012 and 2014, Fusion expanded aggressively. New products launched: 4 Loko Gold at 14% alcohol, seasonal flavors, smaller 16-ounce sizes for states with stricter rules. They tried expanding internationally. Europe rejected the product almost everywhere, but Mexico accepted it. Forbes estimated the company bounced back to over $200 million in yearly revenue, despite losing the caffeine formula. The marketing message carefully shifted from college chaos to flavor experience, emphasizing taste instead of getting drunk. Partnership strategies evolved: music festival sponsorships, extreme sports events, brand activations that were suddenly legal now that caffeine was gone. Fusion played the regulatory game perfectly, staying just within alcohol content limits, avoiding any health claims, keeping plausible deniability on marketing to minors. The competitive landscape filled with copycats, Jews, Tilt, and others used similar strategies, creating an entire category of high-alcohol flavored malt drinks. 4 Loko's price strategy stayed brutal, still the cheapest way to high alcohol per dollar spent. The genius wasn't the liquid in the can, it was the perception that buying 4 Loko meant something. The controversy had been the product all along. Removing caffeine didn't kill demand, because the caffeine was never what people were really buying. They were buying the reputation, the story, the edgy brand connected with chaos and excess. Fusion had accidentally discovered something more profitable than a dangerous product, a dangerous brand that could survive government scrutiny. Between 2014 and 2016, 4 Loko fully embraced cultural normalization. Social media strategy leaned into memes, Florida man connections, and self-aware humor about the brand's chaotic reputation. Flavor innovation pushed the product further from its danger drink origins. Fruit punch, watermelon, peach flavors designed to seem less threatening. Retail positioning attempted premium shelf placement in liquor stores, moving beyond pure gas station sales. Behind the scenes, legal settlements quietly resolved wrongful death claims, undisclosed payments, non-disclosure agreements, zero public admissions of blame or wrongdoing. Company messaging evolved toward responsible adults making informed choices. Distancing from college chaos imagery, industry acceptance followed. Alcohol trade groups stopped fighting 4 Loko's market presence, normalizing it as just another flavored malt drink. The customer base shifted. Less college party culture, more budget-conscious adults seeking value per dollar. By 2016, 4 Loko achieved distribution in 47 states, a remarkable recovery from the 2010 crisis. The reveal was complete. Time plus consistent messaging equals scandal amnesia. A product that triggered federal emergency action in 2010 became an ordinary shelf item by 2016. No formula change beyond removing caffeine. No fundamental business model shift. Just patience, legal settlements handled quietly, and brand consistency. The controversy faded because new controversies replaced it in the news cycle. 4 Loko survived by simply outlasting public attention, staying around until the scandal became history rather than current events. Between 2016 and 2020, 4 Loko achieved something stranger than survival. It became a meme-level cultural artifact. Reddit threads and TikTok videos trafficked in nostalgia for the banned original formula. Remember Original 4 Loko? Became a generational touchstone, a shared experience of chaos and questionable decisions. Fusion leaned into the mythology with self-aware marketing that acknowledged the chaos era without glorifying it. Limited edition releases featured banned edition jokes and throwback branding, all visual nostalgia, zero actual caffeine. Sales stayed around $150 million annually, anchored by steady gas station presence and cultural relevance through memes. The irony became impossible to ignore. Red Bull and vodka remained perfectly legal and popular at bars nationwide. Separated ingredients were acceptable, combined in the same can, triggered a federal crisis. The contradiction revealed the regulatory logic clearly. The cultural status completed its arc, from public health threat to punchline to ordinary product you could buy at any corner store. 4 Loko appeared in comedy sketches, college nostalgia posts, and things that hit different in 2010, viral content. The danger became the brand, and crucially, the brand outlasted the actual danger. Fusion had stumbled into a truth about consumer psychology. People don't just buy products, they buy stories about products. The most profitable story isn't safe and reliable, it's remember when this was so crazy they banned it. Nostalgia for prohibition proved more marketable than the prohibited product ever was. Between 2014 and 2018, lawsuits lingered in the background of Four Loko's cultural rehabilitation. In 2014, parents of a student who died after drinking Four Loko filed a wrongful death claim. The settlement amount stayed secret, the case sealed by mutual agreement. This established a pattern that repeated. Multiple wrongful death claims, all settled quietly, all resolved without public court cases. Fusion's legal strategy was consistent: avoid precedent, avoid admissions, let insurance handle payments, keep everything confidential. Regulatory reviews continued occasionally. Some states reconsidered alcohol limits for single-serving containers in 2016. Fusion responded by introducing smaller 16-ounce versions in restrictive markets, keeping market access while technically following new rules. The industry impact extended beyond Four Loko itself. Other startups exploring caffeinated alcohol combinations gave up before launch, recognizing the regulatory risk Fusion had already triggered. Based on public records and legal observer estimates, the company likely paid over $10 million in legal settlements related to the original caffeinated formula. The formula changed in 2010, but consequences stayed in courtrooms for nearly a decade. Every settlement came with NDAS, every case resolved privately. No public trial ever established legal precedent about caffeinated alcohol's dangers, because Fusion made sure no case ever reached that point. The legal strategy was clear: pay to make problems disappear quietly, rather than risk a public judgment that could reshape the industry or invite more regulatory action. Between 2018 and 2022, Four Loko faced a different kind of crisis, becoming irrelevant. Hard seltzers and premium ready-to-drink cocktails started eating up market share. White Claw and similar brands captured the exact demographic Four Loko once dominated: young adults seeking efficient intoxication with better branding. In 2020, Fusion launched Four Loko Hard Seltzer, trying to ride the trend. It failed badly. The brand perception problem was impossible to fix. Four Loko was too connected with chaos and excess for wellness-oriented seltzer consumers. Sales pressure got worse as revenue dropped toward $100 million yearly, with regional distribution shrinking in competitive markets. Desperate innovation attempts followed, a CBD-infused Four Loko variant that retailers refused to stock, fearing regulatory problems and brand confusion. The irony was brutal: a company that thrived on controversy couldn't rebrand into respectability when market trends demanded it. The competitive reality was harsh. The high-alcohol flavored malt liquor category had become saturated, and Four Loko's differentiation had disappeared. Without caffeine, it was just another strong, cheap drink. Current status: still available in gas stations and corner stores. Smaller presence compared to peak years, coasting on legacy brand name. The scandal built them by creating name recognition and cultural mythology, but normalization trapped them by removing any meaningful product differentiation. Four Loko survived the ban, survived the lawsuits, survived the regulatory pressure, and then struggled to survive simple market competition from brands without baggage. Today, Four Loko stays on shelves as a 14% alcohol-flavored malt drink, no caffeine, typically selling for $3 to $4. The original banned formula exists only as an urban legend, a remember-when cultural artifact referenced in public health classes and internet nostalgia threads. Fusion Projects still operates, having diversified its portfolio beyond Four Loko into other alcoholic drinks. The brand's market position has shrunk to third-tier malt liquor status, a gas station staple rather than cultural phenomenon. The numbers tell the story: from a $400 million revenue peak in 2009 to an estimated $80 million today. The question was never whether it was dangerous. The question was whether danger could be profitable, and for how long. A $2 gas station drink triggered federal emergency action, hospitalized dozens, got banned nationwide. The company survived by changing the formula while keeping everything else the same. The mythology outlasted the danger, the brand outlasted the controversy, and somewhere, someone's buying a Four Loko right now, probably not knowing the history, probably not caring either way.